Hello? Hello? Hi. Hi. All right. I see. I see a billy. I see a squid. Oh. I see a space buns. I see a kitty. I see a Mac. How are we? Hi. I'm always skeptical. Whenever I read down the bottom, N64 Billy has rolled a natural 20, I have to check. Has he? Has he actually? Or has he done hacks again? He has, though. Native Natty 20. Just went for an interview. Fingers crossed you got the job. Yeah, you got this. Fingers crossed. You normally No, that's true. That is true. No, that's fair. That's poor form on my part. I apologize. You got this though, Kitty. I believe in you. Easy peasy. Actually, speaking of Kitty, your like dread monster, like executioner phantom guy from, oh god, how does time work again? Technically this morning, kind of yesterday, whatever. Really cool. Really like him. Love him a lot. Love the texture. It's super gritty. Oh, lucky number 7. Frick yeah. Trickle of smoke comes from the cabinet as a roach scuttles hurriedly to save. Honestly, Ghost, immediately what I thought, well, first of all, I accidentally did a cricket instead of a cockroach. But immediately what came to mind was the little cockroach buddy from Wall-E. That was great. So proud of it. You should be. So close to lucky number 7 with the 8. This is your time to art. You've not only had Comic-Con this weekend, but you've been sick, and today you've been studying all day. You need some art. Yeah, yep. Revitalize the soul. I 100% agree. How was Comic-Con? How was it? We're flying for art things to do today. So you're in the mood. Ah, nice. No, that's the best thing, is when you've got the inspo just sort of flowing already, so you just need to tap into it. The most frustrating thing is when you've got time to art and you know that you do want to, but just nothing. You've opened the faucet and just nothing comes out. Your sole inspiration was from Wall-E. Ah, yes. There you go. You got a PSA 10 Pokemon card from a mystery pack. You go, ooh. So you open the pack and it was in the cage. the crate, the box, the thing. Case. +4 Japanese packs. Heck yeah. Okay. Just turn around to see wife who just turned on the Switch 2 to play Mario Kart herself. No, Mario Kart's been fun. It's been fun. I won't go into detail, but this weekend has been pretty full on. But having Mario Kart as a lovely little side distraction has been lovely. it's worth like $38, but still it's pretty good. Yeah, 100%. The some of the best like cards and stuff to collect are the ones that don't necessarily mean that much, but are meaningful to you. You're tired, you wish to nap. If you're trying to fix your sleep, I wouldn't recommend it, as much as it sucks. Are you still being impacted from late night work, Dust? Send her a picture of a plushie, you guys want? Nice. Just a quick 8-hour nap. Just a quick one. It'll be a quick 8 hours. You actually fixed your sleep? Had to when your parents were... Yeah, that's fair. You've been exhausted for 2 days now. Ugh, yeah. Well, I'm glad that you had fixed your sleep previously. Hold on to that, though. The worst thing you could do... Well, not the worst thing. Worst thing you do is, like... I don't know. Crimes. But, the worst thing you could do is fall back into it, and then you have to fix it again afterwards. Dust, you've been arrested for crimes unspeakable. How do you plea? Can I go for a nap? Oh, dearie dear. Hoping you're not getting sick or something. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, fingers crossed that you're not. Took a nap, was still tired around 10 p.m, which is like not a thing for you normally. Yeah, I can't nap. I just go into deep sleep for varying periods of time. So if I nap on the same day, if I nap and then go to try to sleep later on, I just don't sleep later on because my body goes, no, you did that before. What are you trying to do? Seconds of sleep? No. Not allowed, it's against the rules. Find the sun power to nap comes to you. But that's what sleep deprivation does to you, though. Had family gathering this weekend too. Too hard. Driving back last night to your place from your uncle's takes like 40 minutes. But thanks to traffic, after 2 hours, you got halfway. Oh, no. Halfway your car broke. Heck no to that. Those are like the two things that I struggle with the most is travel and like interacting with people at social gatherings. And the fact that you've slam those together into like a wonderful value pack is no thank you. No thank you. And before your long lost son comes to visit in you become a parent, you don't know it. I mean, hey, Dust, with your rock star lifestyle, having gone around all over the place on your performance tour, who's to say? Who's to say? Daddy Dust, oh my goodness. Why does that sound so... Alliteration is a strong thing. It's a powerful thing. Sent both things? Oh, yes please. What? the PS10 card. Oh, that's so good. What's this card called again? It's the pre-evolution. Grievard. Yeah, there it is. It's so good. I don't know why, but I just got like a nostalgia blast from like back in the day when I used to get trading cards. I think it's the way that the shiny is, the fact that the Pokemon is isolated. A little plushy skull dude. Ah, yes. I mean, teeth, technically. 9 out of 10 dentists actually recommend having teeth. So good on you for having them. Yeah, good job. That awesome. Good pulls. Excellent. 10 is the top score. They use microscopes to make sure it's lined up perfectly in the printer, no defects or discolorations and stuff. Yeah, like you can get little nicks in the card, like little scratches of white and stuff in the back, little scrapes on corners and stuff like that. They look for all of that. So 10 is devoid of any defects of any description. $40 for that plushie right there, totally worth it. Yeah, absolutely. Well, at the very least, I recommend getting like something when you go to events like that, just something to kind of remember the event by. Parents told you no more plushies. It was the first thing you bought me. Oh, dearie dear. I stand defiant and purchase a plushie once more. What say you, parents? Ooh. I'm a cleric of the glue stick order. Alright, let's try and render these horns. This horn on the right specifically. The thing that's annoying me, I think, is the fact that there should be another ridge here that I've forgotten. You got a new backpack on your trip south? Nice, nice, nice. What kind of backpack? Something I've come to terms with recently is that there are different types of backpack, very different types of backpack. Was what your one and only stupid thing you bought? Because you end up buying at least one stupid thing at conventions. I mean, it's fun. It's fun. It's part of it's part of the experience. I've gotten quite a few art prints from going to events like that, and I've gotten them like framed and stuff. I just haven't put them on my walls yet. Terrible with following up on actually hanging stuff in my room. A nice pack. Ooh, a nice backpack. A nice backpack. Ooh, that is a very nice backpack indeed. I am actually incredibly jealous of said nice backpack. Ooh. I plan to steal this nice backpack. But don't tell nobody. I didn't say that. It was a joke. I was just joking. I'm just gonna say it randomly. It doesn't mean anything. I'm currently in Australia and nowhere near Dust, so if Dust's backpack goes missing, wasn't me. Wasn't me. Material, your favorite. got an art print of Miyabi from ZZZ while you were there. You got to frame it before hanging it up, doll. There you go. There you go. So you're better at following up on actually putting up your artwork than I am. Okay. You've got Pokemon art you want to hang up. Framing them would be easy. Just no walls behind you to use. We'll wait until you move into your new home and fully nerdify a room. That's kind of the thing, right? Is I'm probably going to be moving in the next year or so. So it feels weird to kind of like set up permanent routes. And hanging things on the wall seems permanent, even though it's super not. 5. Oh no. That's okay. Noctua, you start low and you build up over the week. That's how it works. Can you roll for a divine intervention? There's a guy outside and his phone's been ringing for the past 10 minutes. Dude just looks at it like, mute the damn phone if you don't want to answer. Oh my goodness. Yeah, roll for it. Roll to see if like a bolt of lightning flies from the heavens to to hit the hang up button. That fits what you've done today. Well, that's what I mean, right? Is you start slow and you build up. Purple. On my screen, at the very least, Gav, your name is purple on Twitch, so that works. You don't want to have to do an all-nighter before you have to hand in your bachelor on Friday if you're gonna avoid. Yeah, okay, all right. Well, I mean, you got this. If anyone's got this, it's you. Your favorite thing to do in the moment you move into a place is put up your pictures. Well, that's kind of the thing. I need to just rip off the band-aid and just start putting things up, because in life, everybody's always like in a state of in-between in one way, shape or form. And I can't wait until like the perfect scenario to start doing stuff, you know, because then I'll be waiting forever. I need to just go. Hang up my stuff, then tear them down in a couple of months and then hang them up again. You have a cat within petting distance, BJL. I am incredibly jealous. My little goblin is sleeping behind me, so well not within petting distance. Where does the add a mark go? Yeah, sure. So, if you have a look here. Stream didn't crash. Hooray. There are little marks in the tavern all over the place where people have scraped little designs into the wood. So you get to pick a spot and engrave to your heart's content. So the idea is you redeem the mark, you let me know either in Twitch chat or on Discord, like, hey, well, Harley, I'd like this, please. And then I engrave it into the tavern, and it sits there permanently. There is limited space as well, limited real estate. So whoever gets their mark in has it, set within the tavern until the end of the cosmos. There you go. Boom. Boom. You don't need to decide now, by the way. If you want to mull on it and then come up with an idea, feel free. £15 command strips make it super easy. Yeah, I don't know. There have been so many instances of me seeing where things have like fallen off the wall that, I don't know, it does things to my brain. Honestly, I think it's more likely that my housemate just does a terrible job of like wiping down the wall first before applying them. But I don't know. And I just go for it. Just go for it. If it falls down, it falls down. It's fine. Hi, Rad. Hi. Yeah, I'm going okay. A little bit worse for wear at the moment, but I'm okay. Either going to be a hook or peg leg, because haha pirate, or maybe cheese. Ooh, these are all very good options. Think it over. Come up with what you absolutely want it to be, and then send it through. Anytime, send it through. There is actually an option to, if you've already got a mark in the tavern, you can redeem the same thing again and change the mark that you've already gotten. So if you go with cheese, for example, and then like in a month you're like, you know what, I'm really not feeling cheese anymore, you can switch it up. I don't think we have a cheese. I don't believe so. A cheese with a hook embedded in it? Yeah, could do that. That works. Very cheesy pirate. You have a question about my workflow for commissions. Would it be okay to ask here? Would you prefer you ask in private? I don't mind. Whatever works for you. If you'd like a neatly constructed response, then I can type it out. But if you're just wondering, feel free to just shoot. You're back from switching out prints. Nice. Welcome back. Probably poor installation job. They aren't infallible, but as long as you aren't pushing their weight rating, usually pretty good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'd say it's a combination of both. Maybe not best method of installation, and then maybe overstressing it. I wouldn't say it's the wall type. Curious about how long commissions take, and how you work around revisions from clients and stuff. So generally speaking, a portrait like this will probably take me about 2 weeks. This one in particular has been revisioned out the wazoo, so it's taken me substantially longer than that, but the client has very much so been understanding of that process. Like, yeah, okay, I fully understand that I'm changing it on the fly, so therefore it will take longer. I've got it written into my clause that if you do want additional changes past the drafting stage, that each document of changes that you send through is an additional cost. So as long as they are clear on that, clients tend to be fine with that. They tend to be fine with that understanding. You have a limit on revisions, especially depending on when in the process they're done. Yeah, that's fair. Either way works. It kind of just depends on what you're happy to do. On what you're happy with, what you're comfortable with. But yeah, my portraits tend to take about 2 weeks. My larger pieces tend to take me about a month. Because they tend to be not just like a larger piece, but also larger in scope with like multiple subjects and that sort of thing. Yeah. People can pay for extra revisions, so you still paid fairly for your time. Yep. That's what I'd recommend going with, just so that you're not jerked around as much. Because if the client knows, like, hey, if I keep adding revisions, it's going to cost me, then they're more careful about how they go about commissioning the initial draft. They actually go through and think through exactly what they want. You just wanted to pop in and say hi? I'm going to head back to work now. Good luck. Good luck. You got this. Easy peasy. It's out of the blue. Always been curious about different artists' workflows with their commissions. As someone who's been wanting to open commissions but is too scared to do so. No, that's more than fair. That's more than fair. I'd recommend... It's super easy for me to say, I'd recommend just like opening commissions, but yeah, go at a pace that you're comfortable with would be my recommendation. How much time is devoted to the portrait within those 2 weeks? It depends on how much I need to learn. If it's a style of portrait that I haven't really done before, then quite a bit. But I'm happy to dedicate that extra time for the learning process, just because within the grand scope of things, I am quite new still to commission work. So I'm happy to do quite a bit of overtime to facilitate the learning process. Hiding from the world with your emotional support, Bing Bing Bang song. Excellent. A fortress of solitude, if you will. Oh, I'm so excited for the new Superman movie. I'm so prepared for it to be abysmal as well. If they're willing to pay forever, you'll revise forever as long as it doesn't feel like you're making progress and not spinning your wheels. That's the thing, right? It's always like open communication with the client. So if it's getting ridiculous and you're like, hey, man, I'm getting a little bit burnt out here, then, you have to kind of communicate that. Am I working on other commissions simultaneously? Usually, yeah. That was the case last year, but this year has been a little bit commission light, but that's because I haven't really been pushing for commissions as hard. And I'm okay. I'll answer again when you guys are back. Sorry. Glad to see something's never changed, Dust. Beautiful. I like to think it's the equivalent of like an earth. Ooh. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Hi, Bebop. How you going? 4:30, gang. Oh, dearie dear. A wee bit late. Hi, welcome back from ads. I do picture the ads being like a natural disaster, an earthquake or something, and then you've just got Dust standing in the doorway like, hey guys, what are you doing rolling around on the ground? You okay? Not bad. 12 was not bad. Snoring cat, yes. Snoring cat, yes. To answer your question, Ghost. Sorry. Yeah, so I had commissions going simultaneously last year. But this year I haven't really been pushing for commissions. So not as much. They've all been isolated incidents. I've been mostly focusing on streaming. It's category 6 ads. Dust walks in. Why is everyone? Yeah. What's the problem? Still cleaning all the tree branches from your yard after the tornado? I am terrible at staying in the know. Was there a tornado recently? Na, 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 da. Okay. Purple, 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 purple. Purple, 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 purple. Just the stream tornado. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Raid Shadow. Oh god, here it comes. Brace for impact. 370 billion champions. Oh god, my eyes. It's actually kind of crazy how much of a household name Raid Shadow Legends became. I mean, understandable given if you have a budget of infinite money for advertising, that tends to happen. But even still. Oh my goodness, could you imagine?
If you use this promo code today, you can get the Tavern Keep as a playable character. His drinks up move, honestly pretty good. Raid Shadow Legends.
No, it'd be order up, wouldn't it? I don't know. Can you ask what this piece... my standard for portraits like this is about 150 bucks Australian. I won't speak about this piece specifically just because the client has specifically asked to remain incognito. When I asked them if it was cool if I worked on it on stream. And I'll count like the total that we came to as part of that. But usually, general cases is about 150 bucks. Or scan the QR code. You can get 10,000 gold, 500 gems, 2 XP potions, and a 4-star champion. Yeah. All of that and more waits for ye. Side is looking way too bright. Way too bright, even though I'm not using brighter tones. But perception is a thing, so let's try and dial that down substantially. Unusually low effort, but you have sent something in memes, or yes please. Yes. Yes, this. Yes, this. Oh, it's beautiful. So absolutely true. Hey, so why is everybody screaming? Incredible. Incredible. Pictures of little cats. Oh my goodness. Why aren't you being cute? Oh. I turn around and see that she's grooming her butt. Yeah, great. Also, not too happy with ZZZ right now. You grinded so much to get this one character, only to finally get enough to roll for them and fail the 50-50 and pull the wrong character. Yeah, I've heard that that's the way the system works, is that you've got a pity roll, but the pity works on a 50-50 as to whether or not you get the banner character or you get something random, which is just really weird. But I mean, gacha games have never really made sense to me in that regard. It's like, I get to play and maybe get the thing that I want. I mean, I say all that, but let's see. I was just hooting and hollering a couple of weeks ago about the fact that I got a shield in Kingdom Hearts for Goofy that had like a lesser 1% drop rate. So, hypocrite I am. You have the pity roll. You have a higher chance to get the banner character. But the game can pull the middle finger out of their butt and say, nah, and hand you the same S rank you got the last 3 limited banners. I mean, the silver lining, I suppose, is that multiples make your character stronger, don't they, technically? But yeah, I mean, that's not much of a condolence if you want the new character and you don't get them. Okay, horn's looking a little bit better. It could feel more curved, and I chalk that up to the gradient not being as nice as it could be. So I'm going to blend out these further back sections and then try and bring that blend to this one here, because this one's sticking out like a sore thumb. So let's try and integrate that into the blend. But your account as of now is so meh that it's getting to the point where it's a struggle for you to play the game since you can't pull the characters you need. So the motivation of being full free to play is slowly falling out of your grasp. That's... yeah. I tried a gacha game, specifically AFK Journey, I think it was. Yeah. We spoke about it months ago. And that was fun for a bit, but very much so fell out of love with the format very, 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 very quickly. The question I asked myself, and the question I propose that you ask yourself is, are you still having fun? If the answer is no, maybe reconsider. Maybe reconsider. But that's not a decision that I or anybody else can make. If a game ever offers you to pay to play less of the game, you just stop playing instead for free. Yeah. Yep. That's like me with FOMO mechanics. Anytime a game is like, if you don't play now, you'll miss out on the thing. I immediately uninstall the game. It's got the negative effect. It's amazing. It's really funny, and I'll actively be chuckling to myself in the moment as well. Quick, play like non-stop for the next 3 weeks. You won't get the thing. It's exactly what ZZZ does. Yeah. But you gotta play it. You have to. You have to play it like it's your job. Otherwise, you might not get the thing. The thing, you'll miss out on the thing. And everybody else will have the thing. And they'll be so cool. FOMO gets to you. You have 19 days to get this character you want. And then you don't pull them. Yeah, honestly, my recommendation would be to step away from that format of game because it's just so all-consuming. But it's not something that, I don't know, like, if you're legitimately having fun with the game still, I can't, who am I to say that you should stop? If you're not, though, if you're not having fun, that's when you hit a little bit of a decision-making point. You leave it for a few months, and when you hear they're bringing out 10 free rolls or something, then you come back. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know. I've maybe not the healthiest mindset, but I do have like an all or nothing approach to these things where it's like, if I've picked up on the fact that the game is kind of toxic like that, I tend to not come back to it. You can enjoy seasonal events when they come back around, like Battle Cat stuff, like Christmas events and such. Like you also pull all previous Christmas events. Every now and then you get you can draw any character ever events. Yeah, well, see, that's fine. If the format of the game is like LOL RNG, but it gives you enough opportunities for it, and it's forgiving, and it's not so reliant on you gotta have the meta thing to do the stuff, then that's fine. It's as soon as it's like you gotta get the new thing so that you're strong enough to like do the other stuff. Because like if you don't have them, then like what are you doing? At that point, I have a bit of a problem. Introducing a little bit more of that soft purple into the horn. Just to try and mellow out the striking pale white that I had plastered all over it. Yeah, it's looking a little bit better. I don't want to put a ton of detail in just because I don't need the viewer to be looking at that horn specifically. If anything, I want all of the attention on the face. Some degree of detail on the horns just so that it reads well. But if I put all of the detail on everything, then your eyeballs don't even know where to look. You look it all over the place. You're not totally screwed in ZZZ. You have the meta DPS of the game. You just need a few extra things for her. Hmm. Yeah, but I've heard in ZZZ, it's not just the DPS role. Like you need a DPS, you need a meta tank, you need a meta support, you need a meta secondary attacker, blah 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 blah. That's what makes me a little bit scared. So intrigued by how I just know where to put the colors, inspired by me trying to try something with a more painterly approach. You're like, where do these colors go? I kind of abide by a bunch of little rules all over the place that kind of give me structure to work with. So, for example, I know what my palette is. My palette is a lot of violet and variations on violet. So as long as I'm working within the realm of purple, I'm probably in the right ballpark. Apart from certain features where I know that I'm specifically aiming for like a pink, like for example in the horns, the tip of the horns there, some like light glow element, like the eyes I know are like a vivid pink, so therefore any sort of influence that they have on the surrounding area are also going to be in like a vivid pink. I don't know, it's a bunch of like little rules all over the place. So part of studying, going through, taking a photo, deconstructing why it works, why it doesn't, taking an artist's work and doing like an artist study or an art style study, again, is to try and deconstruct why they make certain decisions. Like that's what I did with the wave study from the other day. Was I did the study and then at the end of it I went, okay, what did I learn? I learned that waves adhere to light in the sense that they cast a shadow and they've got like a lighter section. I learned that there's like a lot more spray than what I sit there building up my knowledge of those rules. So if you don't know where to start, studies are a good place to go, but at the same time, you don't want to weigh yourself down with like super dreary stuff immediately. Mimicry is a really good way of learning to start with. So seeing what other artists do and just copying their approach, and then you can always build up the understanding of why they do the thing after the fact. Just building up the habit to begin with is like a good way of building up your aesthetic, giving you a good sense of like what looks right and what looks wrong. You can always like break down what the actual rules are afterwards with a study. So yeah, like copying what other artists do in terms of like approach to color, approach to style, approach to that sort of thing. Like that, it's a pretty good way to learn. Or you can just chuck colors at the canvas and see what works, and that works too. That absolutely works too. Generally speaking, it'll be a combination of everything, right? A few studies, a little bit of mimicry, a little bit of just trial and error stuff, and you'll eventually sort of start piecing together the rule book for it. At least your own rule book, you know. Currently studying the art style of Trigun Stampede, experimenting with things in the art style slightly. Yeah, there you go. See? Like, taking things and augmenting them is also a good way of learning how they tick. Because with the adjustments, you tend to break things and you go, oh, why did that break? And then you have to go through and figure it out. Firmly in the chucking camp? Yeah, for sure. Like, there are certain methods that work more for certain people. Like, for me, I know that studies are really, really potent for how I learn. So that's why whenever I get like a little lull in whatever I'm working on, I chuck a study in. That way I can update my mind palace with like another filing cabinet. Like, okay, you chuck that there, and then the next time I do water, for example, I'll know a little bit more about it. used to take a lot of inspo from Sam Does Art. His art style is very, very, very distinct. If you're looking for like quintessential artist who has a distinct art style, he's a good place to start. Plays videos in the background where you draw stuff. A lot of how you do lighting is actually how he does lighting. Yeah, there you go. You tend to pick up stuff when you watch other people work as well. Try and squeeze in at least a little color that feels like it shouldn't be there. It's usually so subtle, nobody notices though. It's just like a little treat for you. There is a lot of credence for that in life. It's called it's called vibration. So what you might do is you go, okay, I'm working with, I did it a lot for the Dave portrait. What you might do is you go, okay, I'm working in violet here. I'm going to swing over to indigo and apply a little bit of indigo. And then I'm going to swing in the other direction and add like a little bit of pink as well. And what that does is it gives it a little bit more life. It feels like it's in motion a little bit. It feels like it isn't stagnant. Because if it's in a set color, it feels almost like it's etched in marble. Whereas if it has like a little bit of color vibration going on, it feels like it's in a state of flow. It's in a state of movement. Hi Asa, how you going, bud? Welcome, welcome. Oh, welcome back, Billy. Welcome. Let's start fiddling with the hand a little bit. See where I can go with that. Your most recent piece actually didn't have much of that at all. Might slip some in. I mean, hey, yeah, that could be part of like what you deem to be your artist identity. Is a feeling of like energy in your pieces like that. Yeah, for sure. Going good. How am I doing? How's my weekend? A little bit all over the place at the moment, but it's okay. It's okay. I won't go into detail, but let's see. Somebody in my personal life is very sick at the moment, so I've been spending the last 5 days sort of visiting them and making sure that they're okay. But they're getting better, which is good. They're in a good spot. It just means I'm a little bit down in the dumps at the moment, though. Which mean weird colours, secret colours, occult even. Yeah. Funny little Easter egg colours. Yeah, no. I get it. Came in to talk to you, so you might have missed my response if I did respond. Oh, I did. Oh, thank you, Asa. I appreciate. Okay. I did respond. Let me see. So, Giddy. What did I say? I said a bunch. I said, I yapped for freaking ages. Generally, how I go about learning how to apply paint to a canvas, you've got three pillars as your foundation. Pillar one is the study pillar, where you take an image, you take an artist's work, you take a photo, you sit down in nature and you look at a tree or whatever it happens to be, and you study things. You deconstruct why they behave the way that they do, and these are known as artist studies. And that's the way that you can kind of like retrieve the information for yourself. Pillar two is you see an artist, you see how they work, and you mimic them without necessarily studying how and why they do what they do, and you just try and pick up good habits. You will then come back with pillar one and study, but like just start with mimicry, right? It's a good way of like starting to pick up good aesthetic, right? Picking up that sense of like what's good, what's bad, and then you can kind of figure out why after the fact. And then pillar three is just throw paint at the canvas and see what works and what doesn't. the trial and error pillar, if you will. And I kind of bounce between the three. Everybody kind of has their own preference. Like Ghost was saying that he prefers the just trial and error approach, which is more than fine. I prefer the study approach, and I know quite a few people who prefer the mimic approach of just like trying what other artists do and just sort of seeing what works in cool ways. Come and say your tiefling was AI while you were working on it. Had no way to respond to that. But like, no, but it's not. You've actively been working on it. It'd just be like, check the VOD, I guess. Just send them the working file. Boom. Don't do that. Here's my work. Still projecting good vibes. So, thanks, Gav. Thanks, I appreciate it. No, I'm good. I'm fine. Just like a little bit slow at the moment. Hi, Ghoulie. Hi. How's the con going? Dude, it's so exciting. I've been trying to keep up with the Instagram stories. Oh, that's awesome. You're doing the trial and error approach right now with what you're painting. Yeah, no. You're good. Yeah, like trial and error is a good place to start. Oh, freaking Admageddon. Oh, Asa with the gifted sub. Thank you. Thank you. Gifted to Cedric here. Oh my goodness. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Oh, frick. The new sub badges will be up sometime this week. I can't promise. Things are going to be hectic for the next week or so. We'll see. I'll try to get those instated soon. That's why you had no way to respond. Yeah, right. I've got no way of I mean, you like so many ways of proving it. I just weird accusations. You study other people too. Just when it comes time to throw down, you like to splash around. For sure. Well, that's kind of what I was alluding to, right? Is that everybody kind of uses all three pillars in one way, shape, or form. It's just everybody has a preference, right? Yes, Billy, I would say that your style is like you prefer to, which is fine. Like you learn a ton. Like I would say, Billy, you've got a really good sense of aesthetic. And that's one of the strengths of sort of absorbing as much as you do. The con concluded yesterday. It was an experience for sure. Nice. Did you have fun? That's my question for you. Apologies for Admageddon again, by the way. Tips and tricks for a growing artist to start and be consistent on Twitch. I'm probably the worst. I'm probably the worst person to ask. I'm so sorry. I don't mean that in a negative way. My growth was super slow. Like I started streaming about 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Yeah, about 4 years ago. And I've only really seen a spike in growth, believe it or not, in the last couple of months. And that seems to have just been from consistency. My recommendation would be to grow through other platforms. That tends to be the way to do it, is grow through other platforms. So like TikTok is apparently a really good one. YouTube is another really, really good one. Essentially like short form content, and then direct it into your Twitch stream is what I've heard. I can't speak to it though, because that's not how I've developed the Tavern. So, in terms of recommendation from personal experience, try stuff. I don't know. Like, try, cohesive sentence. Here we go. The way that I built up to where the tavern is now is I started with sort of like a really relatively basic overlay, built it up over time, built up like a sense of like the aesthetic that I wanted, and then just kind of was myself. I get garbage advice.
Just be yourself and all your dreams will come true.
But like I don't know. Yeah. Go with like the other better advice. The better advice is build up sort of more trendy content is the way that I'd recommend it. Is it my Harley? No, it is. Cue the Soviet anthem. Yes, and also no. As a fanboy, absolutely. As an artist, you didn't do so well. Fan art was the name of the game. Yeah. Gotta have some thick skin to do those things. Still growing that layer. No, that's fair. Definitely like a growing experience though, in terms of just like drinking it in. I anticipate going through the horrors of it later this year. So I'll join you in sharing war stories afterwards. No, good on you though. Good on you. Getting out there. That was good. Thanks. All good. You serve the so be it union, c'est la vie. I mean, that's kind of the thing, right? Is I don't know. I mean, there are some people who very much so sort of follow a path and it reaches success for them, and applaud to that. But I can't speak to any particular strategy, unfortunately. You have to just do stuff, stream consistently, try to target and improve something every stream. Don't feel too bad if you don't. You're going to fail, but every win is built on a pile of failures. Turns out you're building stepping stones a whole time. See, that's why Gav is the professional streamer and I am just a bartender. I'm just a barkeep at a tavern. What do I know? No, but that's incredibly eloquently put. Yeah, exactly what Gav said. Just focus on like little improvements over time. Is the earnest response. Super glad you did it. It was a great experience. Think introverted nature was at war internally. Yeah. That's the thing, right? Is it's very much so like a get out there kind of activity. I don't know. I won't know if I hate it until I try it. I'm anticipating I'll hate it, but I won't know. I'm getting distracted. I was like, oh, let's work on the hands now. And then I find myself working on like individual strands of hair. What am I doing? You have a version that's saved on a Google Doc for whenever anyone asks how to succeed after a few things to fit the situation. That's very clever. That's actually very clever. I should have something like that. I don't know. I've yet to run into that problem of people asking very similar questions over and over. You guys keep me honest with really unique prompts every time, so I have to think on the fly. That's clever though. I'll put that away, tuck that away in the back of my head. I'd say you hated it, but art shows are probably going to be better for you than a Comic-Con style convention. That's my thought for me as well, is that nerd conventions specifically are very much so slanted towards sort of nerd culture, and nerd culture is very sort of self-referential. And when you have self-referentiality, that's when you're looking at sort of fan arty stuff. I don't really do that. So I reckon I'd struggle with that scene as well. Really helpful is to turn the viewership number off and just... Oh, that's also a good one. Yes, yeah. Yep. I have the same. Like, it's probably fine. It's probably fine to show it. I literally have... I'm not going to show it. I literally have the viewer number switched off, and it has been like that for eons. It's a good tip to, like, not psych yourself out. Nerds are mean and rather rude. Pff, freaking got 'em. Yeah. Yeah. Probably not my scene either. At least in terms of, like, my art stuff. Sometimes when you get too caught up in numbers, in the numbers of it all, you start to focus too much on that, and it takes away from the spontaneity of the stream. Yeah, exactly. And then you start getting quiet when... Hello? Slashy. Slush.box. Sorry, my bad. Slush. Welcome to the tavern. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, like you do get into your own head a little bit, and then if you see number low or number 0 or whatever, you tend to go. At least I do. I tend to go quiet. I'm not chatty as much. I don't talk through my process as much or anything like that. So yeah, it's very sort of self-sabotage. So just turning off that number tends to help. This coming from a nerd, yeah, nerds are jerks. I trip people over all the time. I shove them. I go, ugh. And I go, nya, and then I kick them. Wait, is that? Oh, it's come full circle. The nerds have become the bullies. You don't have to turn it off. You just have it covered by the stuff. I mean, that works too. Very roundabout way of achieving the same goal. Going to send through the sketch you're working on right now. Have more plans once you have a color. More plans for it once you color in the character. I'm always down for a progress shot. Not a nerd culture person. I'm just the more I hear about the crowd, the less I can relate. The only thing that I hold in common is that I like some of the same stuff. And then get surprised you had more people than just your friends. I mean, your streams are engaging. What can I say? Kitty, thank you for the sub. Welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hope you enjoy your stay at the tavern. Happy video game day. Happy video game to you too, Alt. How you going? How's your weekend? Looming from above and stalking who is viewing and lurking is your no. Never should have given you mod view. As a patron, it was awesome, right? It's almost like two completely different crowds. It's weird. Oh, 16's not bad. 16's not bad at all. Super helpful, motivational from what you've seen so far. Thank you, Slash. I appreciate it. Thank you. Shove them into a locker, will you? As like the nerd I am, yeah. Do the wedgie and steal their Nintendo Switch? Oh my god! Watch out for this guy. Hide your Nintendo Switches twos. You've sent. Oh, I'll give it a look in a second. Love art and the vibe. Oh, thank you, Kitty. I appreciate it. Weekend was alright. Didn't do much. Man, a chill weekend. Still a chill weekend. Need to do a second attempt at your idea for your new stream overlay. If you're to try streaming more during the summer. I mean, no pressure, right? When you get time. You still haven't slept. Oh, Cloud. Sorry, bud. Well, I'll try to lull you to sleep, lull you to dreamland with my dulcet tones. Grabbing them Switch 2s and scalping them for a few grand. Oh no. It was you? Frick. I mean, I was a little bit suspicious when I looked online and saw that all the scalping prices were under the name Alt Account. I just assumed it was a general thing. But they're in common stock. It sucks. I got a scalped Switch 2 for like 3 grand. So expensive. Why? Send a work in progress of the painterly thing you were trying out. Love to get feedback. Yeah, sure. You can send it like on the general Discord or DM. Either works. Just spent the last few hours sorting cards. Into what kind of piles? As in like cards that you want to play around with versus cards that you're not as interested in. Ooh. And then Squid hits us with the sick line art as per usual. Not to say it's any less awesome. If I say as per usual, it's because it impresses me every time. Just want to clarify that. And it puts all of my line art to shame. Like, you kidding? Cut to me like drawing stick figures and then painting over them. No, that's awesome, Squid. No, yeah, I reckon this will take color like crazy. Now it'll look awesome. The old switcheroo. Well done, Tomcat. Well done. Well done. Excellent. No, applause. No, that deserves applause. The old switcheroo too. Why am I upset? Why does that upset me? It's not like there are any huge games out right now. The only Switch exclusive of note is Mario Kart. Very much so, and that tends to be my recommendation, is if the new Mario Kart doesn't excite you, do not get the new Switch. Do not get the new Switch until they come out with like something of note for you, for your own preference. Trying to get some starter decks together for teaching Maria. Yeah, okay, fair. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only painterly style. Oh my goodness, there can only be one Highlander style. All other art styles have been beheaded by some sort of like large claymore or something. You're absolutely not. No, Tomcat, you take your credit. Do I do traditional work as well? I used to. Actually, speaking of which, Ghoulie, I think you were asking about some of my old pastel stuff. I did find some. It's from very long ago, but it still technically counts. I'll quickly grab it. I'm gonna fall even further behind chat. It's fine. I'm back. Yeah, I used to do pastel. Yep. Very, very, very long time ago. Sent it in Discord. Don't want to create. No. You're all good. Why is there no Switch 3? Alt hitting us with the hard-hitting questions. When it comes to not being able to get things, you're a little sad. Can't pick up a copy of Dagger Heart. Is it available for purchase yet? Pastel. Yeah, yep. Okay, so here we go. We'll switch scene. Gonna buy them faster than they can artificially inflate demand. Okay, ready? This is some of Mahali. This is from like a decade ago or whatever, but some of Mahali's traditional work. I haven't gone back to it since, but hey. Oh. Bit of pastel, if you can see that. Then we've got A bit of water-activated pastel for a bit of a difference. Ah. And then some just good old-fashioned watercolors. Ooh. Yeah. Those were the three that I found. Those were the three. Shoot you out the cannon now. I'd like to think, canonically, that was you waking up in the cannon, being like, yeah, you can shoot now. It's available, but it's very sold out. Yeah, okay. Okay. Is it solely due to its popularity associated with Critical Role, or is it generally deemed like a really good system as well? Gets email telling you back in stock. Click link to load website, says out of stock. Oh no. It is old Mahali work. Very, very old Mahali work. Is that a Watergate reference? Yeah, I don't believe so. It's closer to being like a JoJo reference, I think. You like the composition? Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. You love... Thank you, Gooley. Mountains fog colors work out really well. It's like one of my favorite scenes to depict is like the foggy mountains. I've done studies of those specifically quite a few times. You like what the water activated stuff does? Yeah, it does some pretty cool stuff. Seen this somewhere before? It's probably just because some of my older stuff was just a little bit on the generic side. Someone rubbed pastel all of my... Frick! Knew something was wrong. You like the water? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Tree is very cool. Yeah, I was surprised at how decent it was. Coming back to it. You want to try watercolor IRL? You should. If you want to try a thing, just try it. There are always like cheaper ways of doing it as well. You could probably give watercolor a go for like $20, I think. You get like a relatively cheap pad of watercolor paper for like $5 to $10, and then a set of watercolor pencils again for like $5 to $10. Yeah. Something like that. Seems good, but Critical Role definitely yeah. Not a reference to Watergate, the Ronald Reagan scale. Well, I don't think watercolor is in reference to Watergate. I mean, I could be wrong. Don't make enough consoles at launch. A console sounds way more sexy when it sells out day one. Yeah, that tends to be the trend. Some of your old stuff before you move to digital. Yeah, sure. Love to see. If you happen to stumble upon one on the shelf in the future, you're more likely to impulse buy it. Yeah, because it's like, I've got to. It's that FOMO thing that we were talking about before, Squid. That whole like, oh God, I've got to get the thing. I've only got like 3 weeks to get the thing, and now I've been presented an opportunity, so I have to. No, I was saying earlier that if anybody presents me with FOMO, I run in the opposite direction. I've uninstalled games for just presenting me with FOMO opportunities. Yeah, Cloud is a wizard when it comes to watercolor and gouache. Oh, Kitty, I'm so sorry. Sorry, I was so elated at the fact that I caught up to chat. Ooh, okay. So, Kitty's piece. You've really only been painting the face, but nowhere near finished, and all feedback is welcome. You can tell you're inspired by my piece. Did this while watching previous stream. Well, first of all, you've progressed like way faster than I have. So let's point that out. Like I've done nothing in 2 streams time. But otherwise, spam site behind. No, do not. How dare you? FOMOing tomatoes right now. They're getting expensive everywhere. Yeah, right. Eggs as well. I hate FOMO culture. It sucks. It sucks because like the way that I've gotten around it is I've asked myself the question of, do I care? Like, would it change my life if I were to fall behind in this FOMO thing? If the answer is no, then I tend to just go, all right, I'm leaving. I'm really good at making one line take 5. Exactly. Yeah, I incredibly proficient. We'll talk about studies, right? I do studies on how to elongate my lines as quick, like my line making process as much as possible. So, in terms of review, first of all, your proportions are like bang on. Your head to shoulder to like chest to back to like it's all. No comment. It's fine. Like it's good. You're good. Really like the type of hair that you're going with. Really like how you've got the horn doing a different thing based on the fact that it's like off on a different, like you're viewing it side on. In terms of how I would go up, you've nailed the nose, by the way. Good job. The horn, if you want it to be symmetrical, as in like doing the same structural thing as the other horn, what I would do is I'd wrap the end down a little bit there and then chuck a section up there. Terrible wording. Curve the horn, the end of the horn down to behind here, and then lift a section up there, and it gives the impression that you're looking at that same formation of horn from a slightly different angle. In terms of what I would do with colors with that part of the horn, I'll snooze ads in a second, is I would fade out the horn at the back with grays, like grey tones. So I would take that brown tone and I'd add grey tones to it and try and fade it out as much as possible, because you want it to feel like this is in front of this is in front of that. You want horn at the front, then hair, then secondary horn in the background. And the best way of doing it is add grey tones. It pushes things back really, really nicely. Now, here's where it gets a little bit complicated. With color in the face, usually what you do is you add coloration around where there would be more blood present in the face. So cheeks, nose, mostly it's around the center of the face, mostly. But because the skin tone that you've gone with is red, it means that you can't necessarily make it more vivid, like with a different color. So what you might want to do is you might want to decrease the vibrancy around the lower part of the face, maybe add a little bit of yellow to the forehead, just so that the red of the cheeks, the center of the face, really pops. Yeah, that's my only like main point at the moment, is what I think about. Apart from that, as you said, like you've only really started like really adding a bunch of color to the face. Seems good. You're doing stuff. Yeah. Last thing, I suppose, would be identify your light source. So point somewhere on the canvas, be like, okay, up here or down here or like over the left shoulder, whatever it happens to be, identify a light source. Quickly snooze the ads. And then when you're applying shadows to the face and to the body and stuff, you'll have a direction to follow. So if the light source is up here, hitting the back of your character, you know that all of this will be in shadow over the shoulder. You know that the front of her chest will be in shadow. You know that this part of the face will all be in shadow. This part of the neck will all be in shadow. And you've got like illumination points that you can work to because you know where your sun is, like quote unquote sun. Yeah. And I'd start simple. I'd start with just like a single light source and work to that. You can add other light sources if you want to, but I'd just start with that. I feel like the light source is already determined as to the left of camera. Yes, but just make sure that you've got it. Because I used to do a thing where I would just shade where it felt intuitive to shade without actually thinking about the light source. I would definitively pinpoint the light source because then it makes future decisions way easier. Yeah, no stress, no stress. I hope it was all like, I hope it all made sense. I can sometimes fall over myself a little bit. Found some old squid art. You'll say, oh yes, please. Can you get opinions on all? Yeah, please send it through. On the logo, yeah, Noctua, send it through. What do you mean, did nothing across the last couple of streams? You talked to me? I did. No, that is true. I did have very meaningful conversations with Alt. That is a good point. Very much so. Oh, good to hear. Good to hear. Have posted an art share? Okay. Then after that, I may need to like focus up a little bit just so that I can get at least the hands done by the end of stream. Some old squid. Oh my goodness, there you go. There you go. I can see where the strength of line work came from, Squid, with the fact that you focused on line work pretty early on. Ignoring spacing, it's very purposeful, but you'd love to hear if people think this is legible and if it looks nice, clean, whatever your thoughts are. Bonus, but not important, can you tell what the dots are? Okay. Oh, frick. I did not realize that exporting it into the view window would give it like a light grey background. I can tell what that says, but I won't say anything just in case it like alters other people's opinions. I'd also recommend looking at it in the Discord just because the preview window has made it a little bit dodgy. Do that sometimes. You just add shading or lighting where you think it should be, and then you change it depending on where the light source is. Well, that's the thing, right? Which is, it's fine if you know that you're going to do that, but if you do that and then you're like, oh crap, that hasn't lined up with my light source at all, then it can sort of undermine you later on. Throws whatever the opposite of a smoke bomb. Oh my goodness. Opposite of a smoke bomb. I don't know. Would that be like a clear air bomb? It just like clears out a space? Meant to be on a dark background. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yes, I can tell what that says. I can tell what the dots are, especially given what the words are. It makes sense to me. Do the dots line up with what the words are? As in, I'll speak openly. Everybody's had a chance to. Sorry. So it says blind sense. Do the braille dots line up with the meaning of the words? The letters, yes. Okay, yeah. Well, then, yeah. I reckon it works. Is a flashbang the opposite of a smoke bomb? I'd say they're not really opposites. They're kind of two things achieving the same end goal of make it so that things can't be seen. It's almost like saying a fish and a sea turtle are opposites. It's like, not really. They both swim through the water. I mean, one's a reptile, one's a fish, but Even though you have zero idea what the dots mean, it looks cool. Yeah, okay, there you go. Cloud learned Braille one summer. Ooh. He was bored. This helped him catch the Reggies. I learned the Australian deaf sign language alphabet at school when I was super bored. Similar deal. It does. It helps to focus on things. I don't know why. Hand grenade is the opposite of a flashbang. They both make it so you cannot see. One's just way more effective. Well, that's a similar deal. I'd almost say the opposite of a flashbang or smoke bomb is like, I don't know, optical gear. You also learned it first through Pokemon. Ooh. Surely the unknown don't line up with Braille. Surely that's not the case. That'd be too cool. Grinter can read, so maybe Braille help. Grinter can't read. Yeah, okay. Well, Grinter, I recommend Braille to you then. No limited Australian Sign Language because your mother was a special needs teacher. Helped in classes a little bit when you were between jobs. Yeah, cool. I had to use it a little bit, but haven't ever since. So I've lost quite a bit of it. The unknown line up with these things called letter. That's what I thought, but at the same time, the Braille dots actually line up with the letters on the page. I can't think of what else in Pokemon would line up with Braille. They need to add like a find your phone function to memory fragments. Yeah, that would help. That would help with me immensely. What's the name of that thing again? Frick. That is actually a really funny thought. Ah, crap. What was that person's name again? Okay, let's open up the app. What was Douglas's name? Douglas. Okay, it was Douglas. There we go. Boom. Hacks. It's just that easy. It's just that easy. This is like super duper non-news, but news nonetheless. I'm reading a book series called Cradle at the moment, and I've just finished the, God, I want to say 5th book in the series. And I'm super excited for the next one. Very much so like popcorn reading. It's not Shakespeare. It's definitely not. But am I engaged? Heck yeah, I am. Incredibly engaging. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that in my eyes. Like something that is clearly not intending to be the most sophisticated thing in the world, but it's just good at what it is. Random question, what type of hair product do I use? I just go with a relatively standard like nutritional hair shampoo and conditioner as separate products from the same brand, just because I don't like to cross-pollinate different brands. And then I use a leave-in conditioner when my hair's a little bit wet still. Apart from that, I don't know. Dreams and good vibes. Well, this makes me curious, though. Since you asked, Gav, what hair products do you use? Am I missing out on hair trends? Really like reading classic Chinese novels because they're fun. Ancient Chinese really doesn't translate well to modern English, so many parts have you have to interpret the opposite trying to say. Well, I mean, you may actually really enjoy the Cradle series based on that. Because it's a wuxia novel, so it's based on like ancient Chinese cultivation style of like progression through ascension type of deal. It's really fun. It's well written to be engaging. It like there are some times where it's like, I mean, the logic there was a little bit flawed, but but it's fun. It's a fun read. Here comes the reveal that Gav is bald. Gav is not bald. Gav has a luscious crop of hair on top. Unless I have been deceived all this time. And in which case, no, that's fair. That's a prank on me. Touche. And the reveal. It's a well-made wig this whole time. Yeah, well, that's, yeah. Got him. Spiritual cultivation is actually Zhangxia, not wuxia. Wuxia is more so about martial legends through experience instead of cultivation. Oh, okay. No. I prefer to know. Zhangxia, okay. Noted. I will add it to the internal library and then forget where it has been placed. So like Wukong is wuxia because it's about his experience, while a book about a guy cultivate into realms and spiritual power is Zhangxia. Yeah, okay. Yeah, then I mean, an argument could be made that it's a little bit of both because it's not pure cultivation. There's a degree of like combat techniques and experience and stuff that goes into it as well. But no, it'd be hard for me to judge. I wouldn't know what to compare it to. Use Old Spice shampoo mostly for the scent. And you have a conditioner that keeps your hair soft and cuts down on frizz. Then you use hairspray after to help hold everything down. Yeah, okay. I don't have to deal with curls as much. My hair does curl a little bit, but not to the point where I need to like keep it in check. Unless I'm in like extreme humidity, different conversation at that point. Then I am just relying on hopes and prayers. Avatar is Janja? Okay. Yeah, that's fair, because it's like it's about sort of cultivating the spirit, right? More so than just I mean, he doesn't really learn that many fighting techniques. He does, but I can see an argument for both for Avatar: The Last Airbender. Your hair isn't super curly, but it likes to poof out really messily. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Have you considered asking it politely not to? Yeah, I've got family members who same deal. They have to kind of keep it under control because otherwise it just does whatever. The static here gets pretty insane, so you don't know if that has much to do with it. Yeah, I mean, probably would. Static tends to affect finer hair a little bit more. So if you've got sort of thick hair, it doesn't tend to affect as much, but still would have an effect. A lot of stories do flip-flop between the two genres, even in ancient China. Like they'll do training arc of Zhenzhe, then a whole lot of wuxia. Yeah, that's the impression that I got, was that it wasn't just... It would be difficult to, at least in my head, conceive of a purely Zhenzhe story where it's just somebody in a cave like developing their network or whatever it happens to be, whatever system that they're using. I mean, hey, some pretty talented authors exist. It wouldn't be the first time that I was surprised at how like a certain piece of subject matter can be made interesting. So. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and then with Avatar: The Last Airbender, like everything to do with learning the bending styles, everything to do with like learning about the Avatar state and stuff like that would all be under that same bracket. You did the unthinkable again with your earbuds? Okay, well, don't say the unthinkable, because now I'm reminiscing back to high school where I literally saw somebody in class, in maths class, cutting something out in their book and cutting through their earphone cable. So that's immediately what comes to mind. Don't scare me. Surely you haven't done that. I anticipate that you haven't done that. Another distinction people use is that wuxia focus stories are more grounded by nature, with a focus on more principles and realistic fighting style, while Zhangzhe focused stories like it when people cause volcanoes to explode and kill gods. Yeah, okay. Can confidently say that this book series is more genre than Xiaosha. Getting there. Okay, so I want the edge of this thumb to be receiving a bit of bounce light from this side of the hand, but it is still a darker section of the hand regardless. So what happens is the shadow ends up being on the inner side of the reflection, like so. But I don't want to put too much. I don't want to put too much detail into the hand because I want the majority of the focus to be on the face. So I'm going to hold off on putting anything further into there. The client did say that they wanted the horn to be a little bit brighter at the end, so I'm going to quickly do that. The unthinkable being that you connected one earbud to your phone and the other to your laptop. This shouldn't be possible. It happened again? Oh my goodness. What is this witchcraft? Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that happen before with any of my Bluetooth stuff. Straight up just doing the impossible's good. Speaking of the impossible, we're almost at the 2-hour mark. So just a heads up, looking to start winding down in the next few minutes. Oh, before I do, quick reminder. One, the monthly prompt for the month of June is up in the monthly art fair at the bottom of Discord. So if you're looking for a prompt to draw to, if you're looking for inspiration to do something, there's that there. And if you do happen to submit before the end of June, if you submit something there, you do get a snazzy VIP badge in chat for the following month. So for the month of July, you'd have the little VIP gem next to your name. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Plus the Hearthside Arts and Crafts weekend, specifically Saturday, will be on this Saturday. So the times and date for that should all be up on the Discord in the next couple of days or so. So if you like the idea of just hanging out, chatting on Discord, seeing other people do super creative stuff, just having a good time, look out for that. I promise it is a good time. Can I promise that? It might be the worst time ever. I don't know. I might fall asleep or something. Ugh. It'll probably be a good time. God, I'm terrible at this. Somebody stop me. So yeah, look forward to that in the next couple of days. I'll say this much. It's been fun so far. So probably will be again. There we go. Clause. Sealed. No faults. It will be a good time unless Sans shows up. Then we're in for a bad time. The tavern music fills you with determination. Mahali's making a for sure guarantee. Oh no, curse my words. You got me, Cloud. You got me in some sort of fiendish contract. I'm bound. I'm bound by my word now. And if it isn't fun, on Saturday, I'll be bound by some sort of like genie lamp or something. Cast into an eternal slumber, never to return. Tragedy. Okay, I really want to push this hair back, so I'm going to go through with grey tones to kind of push it into the background more than it currently is. A few days ago, you thought Deltarune was already out, but apparently it released a few days ago. More chapters of it were released. They were. Because the new Deltarune chapters released with the launch of the Switch 2. I believe on every platform. But that's what it coincided with. Own a physical copy of the Three Kingdoms and Journey to the West. Also a book about the philosophical implication behind the Chinese classics, because you're a loser. Excuse me. Make reference to the rule 1 on the board. No self-deprecation. We don't undermine ourselves here. We try not to. I break that rule all the time, but it's fine. Yeah, no self-decapitation. That's exactly what I said. No self-decapitation in these halls. If I see anyone having self-decapitated, I'll kill you myself. Yeah, exactly. If you want to decapitate yourself, do it outside. A little bit of common decency. Cloud up. What did I just say? Outside, Cloud. Decapitate yourself outside. Dearie dear. Cloud not dumb, and I won't hear it. Oh no! The one workaround that I hadn't planned on. Curse you, Cloud. Curse you for being so clever to work around my workaround. Deltarune did not release on your one and only console, the Google Stadia. That's rough. Drawing you in. I am. Katie, how did... It was supposed to be a surprise, Katie. Fine, I am. So what if I am? I did draw you another wife. What do you think? How you going, Katie? How was your weekend? She's a stunner. I know. Ooh. Frick, my bottle's all the way at the other side of the breaking room. Help! Just some water for the table, please. Yeah, easy done. And cheers. Cheers to you.
sometimes I wish you would undraw my wife. Am I right, fellas? Hey.
Sleazy Joe at the back. Nice. Dear, dear.
Ha cha 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 cha.
Dear, dear. No, they've got a lot going on. I try not to judge. He's not thirsty when there's a tiefling involved. Spitting straight facts. Spitting straight facts. You're still ill? Hopefully you should clear up soon. It's been too... Oh, sorry, bud. Yeah, rest up. Hope it clears up soon. I hope you're at least feeling a little bit better. That is persistent. Okay, I'm just trying to push back some of these further strands just because I need there to seem like the hair kind of goes back, recedes further into the piece. You bought a dog and you pick it up into a... Excuse me? Congrats. That's awesome. What kind of dog? It's been horrible. Horrible feeling one. Like a few headaches here and there. Your immune system is dumb. It welcomes colds for far too long. Sorry to hear that, bud. Kick it in the schnoz. Have you at least used it as an opportunity to like binge watch some stuff or anything like that? I don't know. The way that tends to help me get through it is if I use it as an excuse to like catch up on stuff that I've been wanting to watch or play or whatever. I just haven't had the time to get around to. If I'm bedridden anyway, get stuck into it. You know, for as long as I can before I have to vom or whatever it happens to be. Creme miniature. Dachshund. Oh my goodness. You've got a male brown mini sausage. Hopefully they get along. Yeah, fingers crossed. No, that's awesome. That's so cool. Congrats. Do you have a name picked out? Or are you the type of owner who prefers to like meet the pet first before you give a name? Which like makes sense, right? Have made a little pate de roller necklace. Don't have a photo. I'd love to see when you get an opportunity. No stress. So many movies, TV shows have been. Oh, good. I don't know. Like it seems silly, but in my head it feels like, oh well, I'm at least like doing something, you know. Well, I can't do anything. I get a sense of like progression. I don't know. There we go. We've got the edges of the hair fading out into the background a little bit better now. Still need to clean up that bit. I don't know. Don't know what it wants. I think what it truly really wants is elements of the background blended into it. So I'm going to try that and see how it sticks. But you'd like to meet the pet first? You're thinking maybe Penny, because your old large lizard dog died last year, and his name was Cash. Oh, that'd be so nice. That's really cute. Tried to watch some gameplays. Some of the big brain moves had your brain in circles. Tried to do it. Tried to do it. Okay. Rest up, bud. Penny is a very fitting name for a small pupper. Yeah. Yep. Sleep well, clouds. I'll be following in suit pretty soon. That's sitting a bit better. The deep lore continues to grow. I love it. That's feeling better. Then last but not least will be the sparkle effect around the hand, and then I'm done. So in theory, I should be done with this portrait tomorrow. But I'll leave it there for tonight. We hit the 2-hour mark as of 7 minutes ago. Oh my goodness. It cares and nurtures the... Oh my goodness. The goblin pit has become so ominous. But in like a loving and caring way? That's very strange. I mean, it's not the first time that like the land of the dead being like a nurturing environment has been brought up as an idea. You sent a picture of Cash on Discord. Wow. Oh. Absolute cutie. Excellent. Okay. A pretty new wife. Oh my goodness, Katie. All right. Let's end there for tonight. And find somebody to raid. He was larger than most staffies. Big pupper. Let's head over to Paint the Moment, I think. Old pupper too?
Is there many people online yet?
Oh my god, Billy. You can't just drop 2 in a row. That's ridiculous. That's against the rules. Dearie dear. Blah blah blah. Laser information. Blah 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 blah. Yes, we're good. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Hope you had fun. It was good seeing everyone again. Should be a usual week. So early stream tomorrow, and then zigzag. So early stream, late stream, early stream, late stream, and then Hearthside Arts and Crafts on Saturday. Should be fun. Okie dokie. Have an excellent rest of your day or night, depending on where you are, and I'll catch you around. Bye, everybody. Bye.